Hey, watch me do this puzzle while you listen to this story. There's a road just outside New Orleans that doesn't flood when it rains, it floods when it remembers. They call it Sweet Magnolia Road, but nobody says that name after midnight. Because if you do, sometimes it answers. Amara Baptiste didn't believe in folklore. She believed in science and logic and explanations. Until the storm came. After the rain drained from the ditches, she saw something shining in the mud. A saxophone, curved like a question mark, tarnished, blackened near the mouthpiece, cold. Cold like river button stone. Her grandmother, born on a coastal island near South Carolina, wouldn't touch it. She didn't raise her voice. She didn't panic. She just whispered, "That's not lost. That's returned." Amara laughed. She brought it home anyway. That night, she didn't even blow into it. It breathed first. A low note filled her bedroom. Her curtains lifted. Her window fogged from the inside. And beneath her bed, something shifted. After that, the music wouldn't stop. She played in the afternoons, at dusk, at midnight. She had never taken lessons, but her fingers moved like they were remembering something older than her bones. The melodies weren't wrong. They were unfinished. Neighbors began to complain about the smell. Salt, brine, wet earth, even when the weather was dry. And every night at exactly 12:17 a.m., porch lights flickered. Water pooled along Sweet Magnolia Road. And beneath her saxophone, people heard breathing. Deep, heavy, waiting. Her grandmother told her stories then. Stories from the Gullah Geechee coast of Georgia. Of spirits that don't ride backs. They ride breath. They don't need your body, she said quietly. They need your ear. They need you to finish what they could. One night, Amara's mother woke to music outside. Not inside, outside. She stepped onto the porch. Amara stood barefoot in rising marsh water. The water reached her ankles, but it hadn't rained. Her eyes were open, but unfocused, and the saxophone keys were moving, without her fingers pressing them. The sound coming out wasn't one instrument. It was layered, like hundreds of horns playing through one hollow throat. And in the reflection of the water, there were shapes behind her, tall, blurred, dripping, watching. Her mother screamed her name. The music stopped. The water drained backward, like it had never been there. Amara blinked slowly and asked, "Did you hear them? The ones who can't breathe?" After that, Amara began losing time. Mud under her nails, salt crusted in her hair, bruises on her lips, like something had been pulling air out of her instead of the other way around. Sweet Magnolia Road began humming at night, low, constant, like something underwater clearing its throat. The grandmother understood too late. This wasn't possession, it was preparation. The saxophone wasn't cursed, it was hollowed. And something inside it was using her lungs to finish a song cut short centuries ago. When ships docked in New Orleans carrying souls that never made it to shore alive, the fog came heavy that year, thick enough to swallow houses. Amara walked into it willingly. Her grandmother followed behind her praying at the bend in the Sweet Magnolia Road, where pavement meet marsh. The saxophone lifted itself to her mouth. Her chest expanded violently. She tried to pull away. She couldn't. The first note cracked the air. The second note split the water. The marsh began to rise, not ripple, rise. Figures emerged, hundreds, eyes glowing faint, furious, hungry for breath. The music changed. It wasn't mourning anymore. It was demand. Her grandmother screamed for her to drop it, but the brass had fused to her arms. Veins in her arms turned black beneath her skin. The saxophone was no longer gold, it was blackening, like something burning from the inside out. Then, silence. The fog inhaled. Everything vanished. They never found Amara, only the saxophone, resting in the middle of the road, dry, cold, colder than before. The city boxed it, tagged it, locked it away. 3 months later, a rookie officer opened the evidence locker. He lifted the instrument. He said he felt nothing until he exhaled near it. The reed trembled, and from deep inside the hollow brass, something breathed back. Now sweet Magnolia Road doesn't flood, it hums. And sometimes, if you stand still long enough, you hear a saxophone layered beneath your own breathing. If that happens, don't inhale too deeply, because the next breath might not be yours. If you like that story, be sure to please like, comment, and subscribe, and enjoy the rest of this puzzle. Until next time.